Hello, my name's Steve and I sell stuff on eBay as a hobby, and in this video I want to show you my payout for the 10th of October 2023. But first of all, let's have a look at what's sold. It's Sunday the 8th of October and it's been very quiet on eBay for me recently. I had taken a bit of time off and I'm probably going to be taking more time off now as well between now and Christmas. So as it was so quiet, I decided to send out a few offers yesterday. I think I sent 11 out altogether, and in the afternoon, 2 of them bore fruit. So what I saw, well, one is this very unprepossessing looking volume. It is a science fiction book club edition of John Christopher's The Death of Grass, which is a 1950s science fiction novel. This is actually number 27 in the book club series. So I think there will have been one of these every month, fairly cheap, printed on cheap paper stock, which has gone a little bit yellow with age, as you can see. I bought this off the market stall in the early 1980s. Wouldn't have paid more than 10 or 20 pence for it. But some of these book club editions do fetch reasonable money. If it had a dust jacket, it would be better buy, I think. I listed it optimistically at £20 plus postage and packing. I sent an offer out at £12, which is a whopping discount, but that's been taken up. So £12 plus postage and packing at £3.49 for that volume. And my next sale is a small bundle of 4 books, 3 of them by John le Carre, and one of them, an odd one out, by this guy called Mick Herron. Now, these books I had listed for about £12. I sent an offer of £8. That's including postage and packing, so that's a real bargain, I think, especially given that the books are in very good condition. And what we've got is The Spy Who Came In From the Cold, this very nice, quite recent Penguin edition. Le Carre is one of my favourite writers. Spy Who Came In From the Cold is one of his really good early novels, made into an excellent film with Richard Burton. So if you get the chance to read this or to see the film, then do. So that's highly recommended. The other 2 titles are much more recent. There's Agent Running in the Field, which I think was his penultimate novel before he died a couple of years ago. And the other one, again, fairly recent one, A Most Wanted Man. So that's 3 books by John le Carre, and just to make up the 4, I put in this book, which is by Mick Herron. It's called Slow Horses. It is another spy thriller. I put it in because, well, I couldn't find another le Carre, to be honest, to make up a batch of 4, which I think is always a bit more attractive as a bundle to sell. Not sure if it would work, but eventually I have sold it for £8 all in, so that's fine by me. So there we've got those 4 books, the spy novels, plus the old science fiction hardback there, and I'll be posting them out tomorrow. It's Monday the 9th of October. Now I have been taking some time off eBay, but I have used some of that time to draft quite a few listings, and over this weekend I listed about 38 or 40 items. So I have had a couple of sales for a change. Now, initially when I came onto eBay, it kind of been my idea that I would use it as a way of decluttering my home, getting rid of some of the stuff that I've not really looked at that much in years. I kind of got sidetracked into buying and selling, and the number of things that I'd bought to sell were going up and up and up. But lately I've decided to get back to trying to declutter. So a lot of the stuff I've listed has been stuff that I've owned for years. And one of my sales this weekend is this bundle of books by Ben Elton. And these have been sitting on my shelf an awful long time. I had read them all about 30 years ago. They're okay. I'm not a huge fan of Ben Elton's stand-up, not because of his politics, but because I just don't like his stand-up style, really. But he did write The Young Ones, involved in Blackadder, so great. That's why I bought his novels, and they're okay. They're okay. His first published novel, I think, was this one, which is Stark. Then we've got Gridlock. This one here is called This Other Eden, and finally we've got Popcorn. Now those I listed for £8. I didn't honestly think they would sell, but £8 was cheap enough for them to go, I suppose. So they've gone for £8 all in. Now the next lot I have to show you is rather a better sale money-wise. So let's just get that. Now, there's 12 volumes here, and what they are is a 1980s Fontana edition of Anthony Powell's Dance to the Music of Time, which you've probably never heard of, but it's had some critical acclaim. I know that Kingsley Amis, the late novelist and father of Martin Amis, reckoned it was one of the best works of the 20th century. I think other critics were less kind to it. Um, but on the strength of that, I had bought these when I was in my early 20s. I did read them a long time ago, can't remember much about it. I know there was a television adaptation of it about 15, 20 years ago or so, I think. Um, but I can't remember an awful lot about it. But again, they've been sitting on my shelf a long time, so I decided to put them up for sale. They do fetch reasonable prices. This I have sold for £50 plus £5.20 postage and packing. The buyer has decided to go with Every because that's a couple of quid cheaper than the Royal Mail option. But let's quickly show you the books themselves. They have got really nice artwork by a fella called Mark. This is the first in the series. It's called A Question of Upbringing. Next in the series is called A Buyer's Market. And then we've got The Acceptance World. We've got At Lady Molly's. And here is Casanova's Chinese Restaurant. Got the Kindly Ones. Valley of Bones. The Soldier's Art. Again, we've got the Military Philosophers. This one here is called Books Do Furnish a Room. And then we've got Temporary Kings and Hearing Secret Harmonies. And you can probably tell from the illustrations that this is a sort of decade-spanning saga, starting, I think, in the 1920s or 30s, right up to the 1970s, 60s or 70s, I can't remember. But that's 12 volumes for £55.20, including the postage and packing. So I've got 4 things to post this morning. I better go and do some wrapping. £81.45 was sent to my bank account on the 10th of October after eBay took their fees. Concessionary fees on 3 of these items, the Anthony Powell books at £2.42, the Ben Elton books at 61 pence, and The Death of Grass at 89 pence. After postage, I'm left with £66.98. Now, usually I send everything by Royal Mail. In fact, I have done that with The Death of Grass, paying £3.29 for a tracked service and £2.99 on the John le Carré and the Ben Elton. But the Anthony Powell bundle, I did send that by Every, having offered the option to the buyer to use either Royal Mail at £6.99 or Every at £5.20, and they went for the cheaper option. So that's 4 items sold. After costs and postage, I'm left with £66.98. 4 items sold then, nearly £67 to show for it, and as a hobby seller, I'm very happy with that. Particularly happy with the Anthony Powell sale. That did go on the first day I listed it, I think, so maybe I could have got a bit more money from it, but to be honest, I'm quite happy to get what I did. Anyway, I hope you found that interesting. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment below, and I hope to see you next time. Not sure when that will be. I might make a few more sales between now and the weekend, but after that, my account's going to be on hold for a while. So it could be 2 or 3 weeks before I make another video. But in any event, I hope to see you then. Bye for now.